There were 425 billionaires in the United States in 2012. That same year, China had 95 billionaires in US dollars. Write the unit ratio of American billionaires to Chinese billionaires. What does your result mean in this situation? So we have to do a couple of things for this problem. The first thing we want to do is we want to write a unit ratio of American billionaires to Chinese billionaires, and then we have to write a little something. What does your result mean? So that means that we're going to have a sentence or two talking about what our final answer means in this situation. So let's go to this idea of the unit ratio. So a unit ratio, we want to remember, a unit ratio always has a 1 denominator. So a unit ratio will always look like something over 1. So some value, whatever that value is, over 1. Always a denominator of 1. So for this problem, we're being asked to find the unit ratio of American billionaires to Chinese billionaires. The order that the information is given to us is really important. That's going to tell us how we set up our ratio. So we're being asked to find the ratio of American billionaires. I'm just going to do some abbreviating here. AmerBill for American billionaires to Chinese billionaires. Whatever comes first is going to go on top, and whatever comes second is going to go on the bottom. That will always be the case when we're being asked to write a ratio of something to something else. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and put in the values. American billionaires, well, there were 425 American billionaires. Chinese billionaires, there were 95. So there's my ratio, but this is not a unit ratio. Remember, they had asked me to find a unit ratio. So to find the unit ratio, basically what we're going to do is we are going to do the division. We're going to take 425 and we're going to divide it by 95. Now we could do this longhand, but that's going to take a bunch of time. If you want to do it longhand yourself, that's fine, but I'm going to pull up my calculator here. We're going to do 425 and we're going to divide that by 95. Okay? And when we do that, we end up with this really ugly decimal number. So what we're going to do, this problem doesn't specify, and so pay attention to the directions that your teacher might give you. We're going to go ahead and round this to the hundredths place. So we're going to take it out 2 decimal places. So 4.473, well, notice that that 3 is the one we're going to use to decide how we're going to round. Since 3 is less than 5, we're going to write this as about 4.47. Okay? So this is going to come out to be about equal to 4.47 over 1. So in essence what we did is we divided both the numerator and the denominator by 95. 95 divided by 95, of course, is going to give me that 1 denominator. And then my numerator is 4.47. So now we've got to say, well, what does this mean? Remember that this was American billionaires up on the top. Okay, these were the Americans. And down here, this was the Chinese. So that part is still the same as when we wrote it out originally. This is the value of writing this. Okay, so what does all of this mean? This basically will tell us, this basically tells us that for every 1 Chinese billionaire, there are about 4.47 or 4.5, because 4.47 is really close to 4.5, American billionaires. So notice how we can take this information and we can put some meaning to it. So there's basically 4.5 American billionaires for every Chinese billionaire, or 1 Chinese billionaire, there are 4.5 American billionaires. We can write that in a couple of different ways as long as we're clear which nationality goes along with which number. Okay?